Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. This is Diana, and Diana Focus on Now, a channel where dreamers like you can achieve their dreams by being confident and believing in themselves. Today, we're going to talk about something very special. It is all the lessons I have learned personally for 2021. And believe me, this is going to be a long video, just FYI. But I feel like I'm going to drop some gems that people are just like, what? And I'm like, yes. And I'm like, yeah, that's happening. A few of these, I'm still kind of like learning. It's not like, okay, learned next kind of thing. I'm still kind of trying to learn it still. So let's dive in. Also, if some lessons pop for you, be like, oh yeah, Diana, I totally resonate with this lesson. Let me know on the comments below, or any other lessons that you have learned in 2021. Let me know on the comments below. I will read all of them and we can support each other. Okay, so let's start. Okay. I literally did this video because I wanted to do a recap of all 2021 and not just like pictures and be like, yes, look how I've come, blah, 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 but actually the deep lessons that I have learned in 2021. 21 was a very challenging, very challenging, very challenging, very challenging year for me because I'm still like a sole entrepreneur, still getting used to being just my own boss, and all of those things. So it's going to be a little bit about businesses too, but it's going to be personal too. So both. Okay. So let's start. So first of all, I wanted to say that I invested in myself and in my business, and I invested more than $1,500. And that for me was a big wow. Like, whoa, I've never imagined myself actually invested that much money. But then I look back, like I invested in that even more money when I was, in college and university. So that money is actually even more worth right now because I actually grew much faster. And I'm going to talk about next week about investing in yourself and all those things. So check out next week's video for that. But just investing in yourself, I feel like that was a big wow part for me, in investing that much money in a course and in several courses throughout this year and last year to 2020. That was a big wow for me. And I also learned so much with those courses and those lessons and everything. The other thing is journaling has helped me release my emotions and clear my mind. I'm going to repeat that one more time for myself. Okay, so journaling has helped me release all of my emotions and clear my mind because, sometimes, especially when I was in a project, and it was a very hard project, a very challenging project, because I was doing it all. I was doing this and this and this and this and this, right? And I was like, yeah, I can do it, totally can do it, blah, 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 super motivational, blah, 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 blah. But then at the end, you're like, I'm doing so many things. I don't really have energy for this. So that's why I'm going to be another lesson here. But that's why it was very important for me. It was very key to actually have a journal to write down. I actually have a couple of journals. Let me show you guys. This was one of the journals. I have kind of different types of journals. I have like a business journal, I have a personal journal, and then I have a like manifestation journal. I have a lot of journals, but the point of being is that just journaling. For example, if someone had a bad day and it journaled, it let me feel so much better and be like, okay, I can analyze it and be like, okay, let's do it, and it clears my mind and I really can sleep better because I don't know if you guys know, but I am Aquarius And Aquarius tends to think a lot of the time. So just getting those ideas, even ideas, emotions, whatever it may be, onto paper before going to sleep, help me sleep a million times better. So if you're one of those persons, this is a pro tip for you, okay? Just letting that out there. The other one is when I see myself in the mirror, I say, I love my body. This, I started to do this in 2020, mid 2020, 2021, because I felt I don't really like to show off a lot of like body and stuff, like skin. I don't like to do that, even though I have like a kind of showing. You can barely tell, but you get the idea. I don't like to show off a lot. I know some people, girls do, some guys do. I don't personally like it. And it was partially because I didn't really like my body. And I'm telling you the truth today. So this is gonna be very raw, Diana. So I just started to be like, look at myself in the mirror, like I'm looking at myself in the mirror and say, like, I love you. I love you. I love my body and I love all my curves, I love my imperfections, I love everything. And then I started actually to lose weight. That was another like bonus. But I actually started to love my body and I feel like that was super helpful for me. I didn't plan to lose weight. I wanted to lose a little bit of weight, but that was not the point. The point was just to love my body how it is right now, not just, to get more surgery. I don't have surgeries, but to get surgeries or whatever, I just wanted to love my body as it is right now. And that's kind of like pro tip. Just look at yourself in mirror, say like, I love my body. When you go to the shower, when you get out of the shower, when you're in the shower washing yourself, you're like, I love my body. My body helps me be here right now. So that's a lesson. The other one is stop wasting time on tasks that don't get you closer to your goals. That, let me tell you, that lesson took me a year and a half to learn. A year and a half. I'm not going to say wasted because I've learned that lesson. But, when you're building a business, and if you don't know, I am building a business that is interior design, totally out of this topic, but when you're building a business, you're very challenged all the time, right? So I was caught up in those tasks, those little tasks like send emails, do the website, do social media, all those things, but I was not actually working on the business itself, like the core business. This is super, like I said, this video is going to be a little bit business, a little bit personal. So just bear with me. Not the core next step. What is the next step that I need in order to get clients? What is the next step I need to achieve my goals? Because here we are achieving our goals. So I'm going to keep it kind of like that direction instead of businesses. So stop wasting the time of like, oh, I'm going to look for inspiration. Instead of looking for inspiration, what are the action steps that you're going to do right now to go to the next step to your goal right now? Write it down. There's going to be another lesson for this, so just okay. Another one is it's okay to be alone. I feel like at the earlier 2020 was very lonely for me, just because I moved out of a country, moved back here in Colombia. It was a whole thing. So I was very like lost, I will say. So I was just wanted to have, because I have my friends back in Boston, and I was just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, blah, 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 blah. But then I needed to learn. I feel like I have a video of that too. I can link it on the description below too. It's needing to learn that it's okay to be alone. It's okay to be alone. It's okay to be single. It's okay to be alone. Okay. And it's okay to be alone because you have time to reflect on what you really want to do, not what the other person wants to do, or your dad wants to do, or your mom wants to do, but what you really want to do. And that was like, what? So it's okay to be alone. And I feel like a lot of people are like pressured or like, oh, I'm single. I don't know why I'm still single. It's so annoying. It's like, I honestly prefer at this point in my life, I honestly prefer to be single than to be in a bad relationship. Like, I don't want to be in a relationship that somebody that does not support me or my business. Like, right. There's I can link it here too. There's a playlist of relationships if you want to go check that out too. Whatever you guys need, let me know in the comments and I will tell you. So being alone is also a very important lesson that I learned in 2021. Take control of my money and my expenses. I learned the hard way that all those little coffee dates and like going out and doing this and doing that, that accumulated after like 6 months, I guess, or a year, accumulated. And then I'm like, oh my God, why have I wasted so much money in those like stupid things? And it was because I didn't check my expenses weekly or even daily or even monthly. I just don't. So that's kind of like our recommendation, just super finance here. But our recommendation, if you want to be on top of your expenses, know where you're gonna I don't want to say waste your money, but invest your money. So, you know, you need to pay your bills and go get food, groceries, all those things. But then also think about, those are like the big things. You're like, oh yes, Diana, you know, I know how to deal with that. Like, you know, can budget those things. But those little coffee dates, those little coffees every day, those little like, oh, I can buy some cheese and do some burgers today. Those expenses add up more quickly than you think. So just that's the lesson I'll give you guys today. Being clear and specific what you really want on your dream. Wow, I actually am still learning with this one. Because at first you're like, yes, you know, I want to accomplish my dream. Why do you not want to accomplish my dream? But that dream is very vague and it's like, you know, a lot of things can happen in that dream instead of being clear and specific. Give you an example. I want to be a professional artist, painter. Let's just put painter because artist is a little bit too specific. I want to be a professional painter. All of my paintings are in the back, just FYI. I want to be a professional painter. Okay, that is a dream that you want. Good. That's a good starting point. But be clear and specific. What type of painter do you want to be? Do you want to be an abstract painter, a black and white painter, what's it called, portrait painter, landscape painter? Do you want to paint every week? Do you want to paint now and then? Do you want to get paid every week? Do you want to, you know, all the specifics have to be in that dream listed before you say like, oh, I want to be a painter. Like, yeah. I'm not saying you're not going to be a painter. I'm just saying it's going to be more real, more specific. The more specific you get, the more real it gets because you're telling the universe, if you believe in the universe or God, you're telling the universe that you want that specifically. You want to be a professional painter that paints abstractly with pop colors and gets paid weekly $500. That is specific. Do you want to live in your own apartment? That, you know, all those things, how do they look like? I can do another video of this if you want. Let me know in the comments. But be clear and specific on your dreams in order for you to manifest them. If you believe in manifestation, if you don't, Just still be clear on your dreams. Another thing that is very nice to have if when you're talking about the dreams is being the smart. M-A. Oh my God, I forgot how to spell smart. S-M-A-R-T. Smart. Smart goals. You can just Google it. And there's the S for specific, the M for measurable, the A for obtainable, something like that. It all stands for it. So giving and having a goal that is smart is super, super key because this is specific and clear. Okay, next. Many people stopped by and left my life, and I'm grateful for that. Wow, that was a big one for me because I thought that I was going to keep a lot of people that I met in my life. Well, this year in general, I thought I was going to keep them, be like, oh yeah, I have more friends, blah, 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 blah. But they actually left because I set my boundaries and they're like, I can't accept this. So they left, and I have to be grateful for that because I don't want to be around people that I don't vibe with. You're not with a good energy. So why you want to be around with those people? So many people stopped by, and I want to say many, I feel like at least 10 people left. In a good way, not like in a bad way. In a good way, and I'm grateful for that because right now I'm in a point that I'm just with my friends that really support me, really want to be with me in general, like my vibe, like my energy, like my topics that I talk about, whatever it might be, right? So I am grateful for that. The other one is treat yourself during the process and not just on the end. And this goes back to the project that I was mentioning at the beginning. Treating yourself during the process, I literally was like a day, there was some days I was just like, I'm done. And the next day I took myself and get some ice cream because I was like, I'm just going to treat myself today. Something super small. It's, you don't have to be like, go to a spa. I mean, you can go to a spa. But I just wanted to treat myself quickly. I'm not gonna say quickly, but I just wanted to treat myself during the process because I am still doing good work. I'm still doing what I'm top of my things, So you have to treat yourself during the process. And I feel like sometimes in work or in school, you're just like, oh, I finally did my thesis or finally finalized finally finalized my final presentation. I think I said final like 3 times. Okay. And then you go out and go drink or whatever, get ice cream or treat yourself with a good food. But just do that during the time. I mean, not every day, but in the sense of like maybe in the middle of the project, or maybe when like I said, I had a bad day, for example, today, and then tomorrow I'm just gonna take it more easily and just go for a walk, a little nice walk, or go get some flowers or something like that treats myself a little bit more. I feel like that was a good lesson to remember. The other one is if you don't know something, ask. Be resourceful. Let me tell you, because this happened to me a few times during my entire life. And I feel like this year I finally screamed it, I guess. Let me just explain. So today it was very important to understand that just because you don't know everything does not mean you have to charge less or this is business, but just to not know everything to accomplish your goals. When you want, like I said, if I want to be a professional painter but I don't know how to paint, just take painting classes, or YouTube painting classes. There's a bunch of YouTube painting classes that I love, just FYI, but that's out of the point. But if you don't know something, ask. Ask your friends, ask your colleagues, ask your coworkers, ask your friends or your friends. Ask your friends, do you have some other friends that they know? Ask Google. Google's your best friend. Be resourceful. And this goes personally, this goes financially, this goes any area of your life. Be resourceful. That is that. The other one is your mindset will dictate your results. Wow. I'm just gonna say that one more time because yeah. Okay. So don't pretend. Oh, sorry, that was the next one. Your mindset will dictate your results. And honestly, I learned this in, sorry, give me 5 seconds. I learned this with Tatiana Arias. If you can Google her, you can YouTube Google her. I learned this because if you work on your mindset, you can change your goals, your results, and that is super key in order to accomplish your goals, right? This is one of the things that I'm still learning. I'm not the best at mindset. I'm not the best at, all those things, but I'm learning every day. Learning every day is totally fine. We're all learning every day. But one thing that I will tell you is that your mindset equals your results. And that, my darling, is true, 100% true. So if you think you're not going to make it, you're not going to make it. If you think you're going to make it, you're probably going to make it. But if you think you're going to make it, but maybe not, then you're maybe not going to make it. So all the things that you're thinking, all your mindset things that you're thinking are going to end up, manifesting, transforming into your results. Okay. So that was one thing that I learned, and I'm still learning. So if you have questions about that, let me know in the comments. The other one, let me just take a, I told you guys this is going to be a very long one. The other one is don't pretend to be someone else. For your interviews, for your friends, for your family, whoever it might be, just be you. And this happens to me a couple of times because there's some people that you just like to pretend, not just because you like pretending, because if you are your true self, they're not gonna like you, or if you're true self, they're gonna fight, or there's gonna be an argument or some kind. So you have to kind of pretend or hide some of your true self, yourself itself, right? Yourself itself. For example, if Pedro doesn't like EDM, electronic dance music, for the people that don't know, I feel like that's my true love, but that's out of the point. So for example, if Pedro does not like EDM, but I love EDM, then when I talk to him about EDM, he's like, yeah, let's just not do that. So you kind of have to hide that part of you. I'm just giving you super general, it's not happening. Super general so you can understand this. So don't pretend to not like EDM because you are with Pedro. Don't pretend you like McDonald's. Don't pretend you like the president. Super, it might be super silly for you to listen to me. You're like, yeah, duh. But when in real life, you probably do that too. So, so yeah. So just really be true to yourself. Maybe you just be like, okay, I'm not gonna talk to Pedro about EDM, but we can still be friends. There's nothing wrong with all different, right? But just don't try to hide a part of you because the person doesn't like that part of you. Okay. The next one is unbomb, like the one that's the results one. And it's fear equals change equals growth. So if you have fear, that means there's something in you that needs to change. And if there's something in you that needs to change, that means that you need to grow. Okay? So if you have something that you're fearing, that means that you need to change it. If you need to change it, that means that you need to grow from it, out of it, into it, whatever, the situation might be. But those are the three kind of steps-ish. The other one is give yourself more credit. You know your shit. And I feel like I'm still honestly learning this because I can give you guys a lot of advice and I love giving you advice and love helping people. That's literally my true passion. So just give yourself a little bit more credit. I feel like sometimes you're just like, well, I don't know that. I don't know that. I don't know that. But you know all of those things, maybe because you just don't know two things, but you know like 20 other things. You just, with those two things, you're just like, oh, I really don't know anything else. Sorry. But you actually know a lot of other things. Okay. So give yourself a little bit more credit because you know your stuff. And you know your what, okay? And the other one is it's okay to take time to recharge. And I did this a few times this year. I went to Boston and then went to Miami to just recharge from the whole project, just to get back to my own self and be my true self again. And I was having a lot of trouble because I was like, no, I need to work every day. Where it's like, it's okay to take time to recharge. I mean, this might be a little bit different because I'm an entrepreneur, but maybe you are in a job or a corporate job, whatever it may be. Maybe you cannot take like a week, a month off, but maybe you can take a day off, just one day. One day off, just not do anything or do something that you like, okay? And just detox from everything you have done, okay? Take time to recharge, the super key important, okay? And the last two ones, I told you this is gonna be a long one, is start to accomplish your dreams now, step by step, day by day. It's literally gonna be my quote for next year, probably. Maybe, I don't know. I always have quotes for every year. I don't have a quote for this year. That's true. Okay. So start to accomplish your dreams now, step by step, day by day. So if, like I said, you have to be a clear goal and be a specific goal, but you have to be step by step. You cannot know how to ride a bike and then go drive a Ferrari. Like you can't, because you need to learn how to drive in order to drive a Ferrari. And in order to drive a Ferrari, you need to know how to drive a normal car. And then you need to know how to drive a sports car in order to drive the Ferrari. So there's a couple of steps to jump before you go to achieve your goals. So that's why it's step by step, day by day. I have a planning exercise for you if you need it, whatever, I'm here for you. If you need help planning, strategizing your accomplish your dreams and everything. So that's why I created this channel, to help you accomplish your dreams, and all these videos are for doing that. That is not proper English, sorry. And the last one is give yourselves gifts. And I feel like I personally am not a gift person. I don't like receiving gifts just because I prefer like one-on-one time or just like hanging out or something like that. I prefer that personally. You can prefer gifts, whatever it might be, but give yourself gifts. For example, I bought myself in my trip this book and other two books that I'm not gonna bring because they're in a cuddle. But I bought myself those gifts because I'm like, oh, it's Christmas. I can give myself something good. It's my birthday. I'm gonna give myself something nice. Why not give yourself something nice? So give yourself some gifts. It can be super simple, like a book, like I said. I literally gave myself a book. Or it can be like a cup of coffee or tea or a trip. Whatever it might be. Now, those are all the lessons that I've learned in 2021. I hope you like them. I hope you like this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments, what lessons have you learned in 2021? I feel like I've learned a lot of it in 2021. Let me tell you, now that I read them all again. Let me know, write them down on the comments. What are your lessons from 2021? I want to hear from you, learn from you too, and create this beautiful community. I hope you have a wonderful New Year's. I don't think we're gonna see each other New Year's, maybe, but Happy New Year's if I don't see you. Hugs and kisses, and I hope to see you on the next video. Bye bye.